Hello there, good day everyone. Hello. Hello, good day everyone. Yes, please leave a comment. Good morning everyone. Good morning. Hello, good morning everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the DBA trial class. By the way, I'm Mr. Sheng. So in the meantime, we'll just wait for a couple of minutes. So throughout these sessions, please, if you have any questions, just feel free to leave a comment, and then we'll be more than happy to actually reply and assist accordingly. So we'll just wait for a couple of minutes for the rest to come in, and then we will start in just 3 to 5 minutes later. Okay, so basically the sessions today, it's going to be break into 2 sessions. In the first session, basically, we will be talking a little bit on this program, so you have a better understanding, the backgrounds on what is this program all about. And then later on, in the second session, that's where we will direct the traffic to the live class. Now, for interested students, you may then join the live class accordingly. So today, the class will be, the title of the class will be Business Strategy, taught by Dr. Mala. So of course, just feel free, relax, and enjoy the sessions. And of course, if you have any questions pertaining to the subject matter, feel free to interact with the other classmates as well. All right, so everyone just, we will leave this for a few minutes for the rest to actually, log into the site, and then I will start off with the briefing of today. Okay, so as I mentioned, and for those latecomers, for today's sessions, this is going to be the first session whereby I'm going to brief everyone a little bit on the program details, structures. If you have any questions, you can always just post questions in the comment box, and then I'll pick that up and I will try to answer accordingly. After my sessions, then I will pass along the traffics to the live class, whereby you can actually interact with the lecturers accordingly. Yeah, all right. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes until the rest of the candidates come in. So by the way, this is the first attempt. We are trying to do a first attempt on the live broadcast. And of course, previously we have been doing a lot of live broadcasts, but it's in a closed group. But this is the first time we are actually opening up the channels in live. So of course, do apologize a little if there's some hiccups here and there, because this is actually our first opened live broadcast on a trial class event, where usually we would do that in a closed group. Yeah. All right. So we just wait for a few more minutes for the rest to come in, and then we shall start the sessions accordingly. Okay. Okay. Of course, for the rest of the candidates that are here today, if you have any questions, just feel free to post the questions in the comment box, and I will be more than happy to actually just pick it up and then reply as whatever questions you have. Okay, so yeah, just feel free to interact. Basically, this so-called my session, the first session will take approximately 30 to 40 plus minutes, and then after that, I'll direct you to the traffics where you have a live interaction with the lecturer. Okay. Okay. Okay, right. Without further ado, let us just check, do some checking. So I'd like to do some check if everyone can hear me clearly. If you can, just please write in the comment box a yes. And of course, you can do any questions in the same chat box as well. And of course, I would like to check if you can see the screen properly. All right. So if you can see the screen and you can hear my voice clearly, just feel free just to write a yes, so that I just want to make sure, this first time, that's what we are doing now. The first time, make sure that this live broadcast, everything goes well. All right. Okay. Okay. So I think I'll just start with the briefing, so we won't just wait any further. All right. So basically, Thank you so much again. Once again, good morning. I'm Mr. Sheng from Manchester College, the admission department. So basically, my task at Manchester College is to go through the admission submission by any candidates for any program in the institutions. So I have been attached with the institution for almost 10 years now, dealing with all sorts of programs. So yeah, if you have any questions that you are not sure what programs you would like to pick and enroll, you can always just feel free to talk to me or even my specialized consultant team, and then we're more than happy to actually assist everyone from there. All right, so basically welcome for the DBA trial class today. So as mentioned in my first session, I'm not the lecturer today, but I'm just the presenter first. In my presentation in the first part, I will be introducing the program to everyone so that you have a better understanding on what is this doctorate all about. Okay, so basically I'm going to split this presentation into 3 parts, right? Whereby in the first part, I'm going to talk about a background of Manchester College, for example. And then we will also talk about the background of the university, the IPE France. Yeah, at least you know where they are from and what are the achievements. And of course, in the second component, I'll be talking a little bit on frequently asked questions like why should a candidate study a DBA? And of course, the next favorite questions would be DBA and PhD, right? So why should anyone take that? And what are the differences? And what are the similarity between these 2 programs? And what will be the career opportunity from these 2 pathways? All right. So in the second part, we will also talk a little bit further on a lecturer's background, so that at least you know who our lecturers are coming from and what kind of credentials they are holding. And then, of course, the student's background. This is very important. You'll be spending most of the time with the rest of your classmates. I mean, quite interestingly, we have actually graduated. A lot of students are going to the details later. And then, very interestingly, all of them come from various backgrounds, positions, and industry, which I personally think that students will actually benefit a lot in terms of your networking, right? You have good opportunity to network with people with high positions from various company and industry. And of course, in the last part, section 3, that's where I go into the dry sections, whereby I'll talk a little bit on the program details and structures and how the class schedule actually works, and then move on into the Q&A sessions. All right. Okay, so basically, let's start with the Manchester College background. So basically, Manchester College, this is where we are from. We were established since the 1999, which today this is the 2020 year, right? It's already 21 years in the market. So we are very much experienced in handling tertiary education. In fact, Manchester College have good portfolio in getting all our programs offered, starting from doctorate levels, master's degree, diploma, certs, and so on, all fully accredited by the local government body. And of course, basically, yes, we have a physical premise. We are located in Taman Tun, Dr. Ismail. In Malaysia, we call it PDDI, which is in the heart of Kuala Lumpur at the suburb, very nice area, which we have a lot of amenities. So for those students later on who plans to visit us, coming for the face-to-face sessions, yes, you have a lot of amenities. You got good public transport, shopping malls, and of course a lot of banking facilities, and everything you need to do you can actually find in this good township. All right, so basically the third portfolio is Manchester College. Since the 21 years of operations, we have actually successfully graduated more than 15,000 students from over 50 other countries. So we have actually handled a lot of Malaysian students, foreign students coming from all parts of the world. We have students coming from Southeast Asia regions, South Asia region, Central Asia, Africa region, even from other countries as well. So we basically know what are the requirements or what are the opportunities the students would require when they are taking up a academic program with us, and then what kind of pathway jobs opportunity in terms of career or advices we can actually do that too. Right, the next thing, it's basically Manchester College. Manchester College, we are the first college in Malaysia with an NQA accredited DBA program. So basically, most of the doctorate program provided by other institutions in Malaysia, they are mostly university status, university or university college status institution. But of course, we are proud to say that Manchester we have achieved so far, and we are the first college in Malaysia who have successfully achieved the doctorate qualification with a full accreditation. All right. Of course, the next point is we are also very confident to say that Manchester College, we produce a lot of doctorate students for the past experiences. So, I mean, based on the survey that we gather from our students, the market, we interact with ministries and so on and so forth. We are known to be one of the top 5 largest DBA so-called students enrollment center. Right, a lot of students would like to apply for DBA. You can check online, you can check our credentials. You can go, everything is available in the public. And we have the confidence to say that the numbers are actually growing because we know what best catered for our students, what they want to learn and what they can actually learn from this program. All right, so moving on to the next section, which is some awards. So basically just with information across this year, Manchester College, we have achieved multiple awards. All of these awards, of course, are exhaustive, so I'll just put some of the major awards. These are all the awards provided by the Ministry of Education Malaysia itself from the public government departments. All right. So moving on, which is the awarding body. So I would like to also bring to everyone's attention that this program is basically a collaborative program, right, with IPE, PPA funds. It basically means that students will have the opportunity to study with us, right? You can actually study with us through the face-to-face classes, or if for certain students, if you want to do the online classes, you may do so as well. We do provide this online DBA program starting this 2020 year onwards. And of course, eventually, regardless which mode of studies you are going for, at the end of your studies, you will be receiving this French awarded doctorate qualification awarded by the IPE PPA France. So basically, it means that it will not mention anything about Manchester College. It will not mention it is completed in Malaysia or even online. It will look as if you actually completed this program from the university itself. So basically, what is this IPE France or PPA? So basically, this institution, it's a private university located in the hub of Paris in France. In Paris itself, this university and its branches, they have 6 campuses throughout the entire France. So basically, the programs are also approved by the CNCP in France and also INCP. So basically, it means that it is acceptable across the European Union. So in the events that students would like to use your doctorate qualifications and pursue for any career, in Europe itself, yes, say all the European Union's country would actually refer back to this and it is acceptable. Okay, so moving on to the next sections on PhD and DBA. So we have been running this program for many years, and of course, throughout this period of time, we have received a lot of comments or inquiries from students, from both Malaysian students and also foreign students. The first particular question student will be asking us will be, what are the differences between a DBA and PhD? Now, I will try to summarize a clear directions in this slide. Of course, this slide is not the perfect slide, but these are some of the essence on differences. So on your left side, you can see what are the so-called characteristic of a DBA program. And on your right side of your, on the sheets, you can see what are the characteristic of a DBA. So very simple. Under the DBA program, a Doctor of Business Administration program, basically it is, it's a program that is more attractive towards successful business person. Basically, it means that most of the candidates who have a lot of commercial experiences, at certain point of time, they have achieved everything, right? They have good, let's say, financial freedom. They have the good achievement in the corporations, and now they are looking for something more. So they're looking for a purpose, like, what kind of new intellectual challenges you can, achieve. Basically, yes, you can actually learn a lot of things in the DBA program by having a lot of interaction with the rest of your classmates as well. Towards the end of this program, it will actually give you a good platform because, by going through a DBA platform, this is actually a main platform for those, candidates who have the like of interest. We'll group together, and then, if you like to, create a new so-called structure or even business model out of your research, you can actually apply it into your business world as well. That is meant for a DBA structure. Of course, the second thing is in terms of the dry stuff. So when you go through a DBA structure, it is very much similar to what you have experienced at the master's level. So whereby, what did I say? by that, it's like student needs to actually go through with lectures, which means by the time you enroll for a DBA program, you need to actually go through lectures. So in our example, you need to go through 8 core subjects and then followed by a business research. All right. All right. This is how the program structure works under a DBA program. And then last so-called, unique points about the DBA, it's basically the core idea of a DBA program is basically requires students to have less extended existing theory, which means you don't have to do a lot of research on the theories that are available in the market at the DBA level, but instead you can actually try to utilize this model in the form of contribution. So basically it means that you can actually, in a DBA structure, we usually encourage students to utilize whatever business theory that is available in the market. All you need to do is just to reapply those theory and put it inside your corporation. So this is the essence of learning of a DBA program. Of course, it doesn't just stop you from there. Of course, we understand some candidates, you may have passions to work as lecturers in the future as a part-time basis or even full-time basis. Yes, a DBA qualification will also give you the advantage to apply it as a lecturer. Yeah, so you can actually use a DBA to apply into a lecturing position as well. Now, on the right side, let's go into the PhD structure. So basically, a PhD structure is basically catered for those candidates with a career goal who wants to be pure academician. It means that those people who like to work in the university, they want to do research. My career day-to-day, it's going to be a research in the university. If my career goals is on that road, right, then PhD will be a much appropriate program for you. And then the second part is in terms of the program structure. If you go into a PhD program, so as I say, the PhD is emphasizing a lot of research. So it means that by the day when you step into this PhD program, you're required to start, formulating ideas for your research. So in fact, for PhD, you will spend quite a longer time, on average, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years, depending on how complex the titles are. And you are going to do research and drilling into the PhD component on that particular research for many years. Of course, ultimately, the aim for candidates who goes into this PhD structure, it's for them to have a lot of good records in publications, so that when you apply to Ivy League University, Ivy League like NUS in Singapore, for example, Oxford, Harvard, the Ivy League top university, they will actually like candidates who have a lot of credentials, such as the publications. So if you're going on those kind of career tracks, then PhD would be a more appropriate structure for these sort of candidates. Of course, the last thing about the learning outcome, right, on the PhD program, the core ideas of the PhD in management is to require students to work on research questions. So for example, you see a problem and then you are required to create a theory by yourself by doing a lot of modeling testing and so on. That would be the ideal, also called the main objective of the PhD students or a program, right? Compared to a DBA, we don't really require students to create too much new ideas for DBA, but rather you should use the existing models, modify it, enhance it, and then the key word is you need to apply it into the business world, right? That's something that a model you have created and you can apply it in a real business world. So that will be the concept of the differences, right? So I hope this briefly, clarifies the matter. Of course, if you have more questions about this, you can always just feel free to talk to us after the sessions. We'll be more than happy to actually explain a little bit further on this structure. Right, let's move on. So basically, just a quick overview on our students. Basically, we have a lot of students coming in, and the age bracket of our DBA students studying with Manchester College would actually range between 30 years old to 69 years old. So around the average age of 47 years old. Most of our candidates are very much matured candidates. And of course, in terms of genders, for those who are keen, genders, we have 27.3% are female students, and then 72% are male students studying the DBA program with us. Of course, in terms of the entry requirements, basically, to our surprise, for the main program, the university only requires a candidate who possess a master's qualification to apply. However, from our track records, we tend to attract a lot of our existing students who already possess, at least 2 masters, 3 masters, or even some of them already possess, PhD qualification. Yeah, we do have quite a handful of students with PhD qualification in hand, and yet they are still applying for a DBA program. So we have a lot of students applying from different backgrounds. I would say majority of them are actually overqualified. They have a PhD and they are applying into DBA program. But anyhow, these are some of the facts and backgrounds so that you have a good understanding on who the rest of the students are. Of course, in terms of nationality, as mentioned, we have managed a lot of students from over 50 countries. So these are some of the countries where our students are coming from. So basically, we do understand the culture of each and every of these students, ranging from the culture in Southeast Asia, the culture in South Asia, South Asia regions, the Central Asia, as well as the African region as well. We have managed students from both the private sector as well as the corporate sector, and also the government sector agency as well. So these are some of the portfolios and students that they are coming from. So in terms of annual income, because this data was crunched out last year in 2019 as a requirement by the university in France to identify what will be the earning powers of our students. So these are some of the average so-called data that we managed to collect, right? So the next thing about our students would be what kind of positions that most of our students, are possessing. So in fact, most of our students, we have just conducted this quick survey among 40 plus of our students in the last few weeks. So basically, we'll split those students into 3 categories in terms of positions. So I'll say that 47% of our existing students holds a group, we call that group 47, holds a directorship positions in respective company. So of course, it is not so appropriate for me to list down these companies, but of course, if you're keen to know who they are, from which company itself, you can speak to us. We will privately just tell you what kind of focus company they are from. But as I say, these companies they are coming from, it's very good. We have students coming from groups, listed companies, private companies, and even government agency as well. So these are some of the 47, 30, and 23% kind of positions that majority of our students are possessing. All right. So what are the advantages for students, right? If for newcomers, if you were to join in this program, what we believe is it gives you a good network opportunity because you will have a good chance to mix around with a lot of directors, head of departments, or even managers from both corporates and also private sectors. You can mingle around. Who knows? One day you may have the business opportunity out there. And of course, what we would like students in terms of academic point of view is to learn a wider perspective. So bear in mind that under a DBA program, you will first, you're required to join in the class, the first 8 modules. Everyone will sit in the class. That is what you're going to experience in a live class later. So the lectures will actually, create the opportunity for students to interact. You will have group work, group discussion. So at the end of this practice, we will be doing this from time to time. At the end of this practice, we hope as a newcomers, when you join the program, it gives you a wider perspective on how other students from different backgrounds, their years of experiences, their differences in the positions, how they think, and what kind of solutions could they provide. So it is very interesting because every time when we go into this kind of discussions, you will notice that given a situation, if you yourself from a particular background, let's say engineering backgrounds, you think that this is the best solution that works within the engineering field. However, someone from a government department will have a different perspective. And moreover, this same government positions kind of departments, if they're from a different country, you will have different policies that apply. So this is very interesting. So imagine that you'll be going through this kind of practice and discussions for the first 8 subjects in the year 1 of this program. Over and over again, you will have a lot of discussion with not only your students, your classmate, but you will also have a lot of discussion with your lecturers, which is a very good opportunity for you to open up your perspective. So at the end of this, you will take away with a good understanding on basically it's a singular matter, but you have various view and solutions to actually solve it. So ultimately, it gives you good experience and exposure. And then, of course, you just need to summarize what is the best thing you can apply into your theories. And you have to ultimately decide what works for your company. All right. So basically, this is a practice that we would like students, we always encourage students to go through and over again, and because it's very valuable. All right. So moving on to the reasons. So why students study a DBA program. So basically, we did ask our students on why you want to learn a DBA program. So basically, we checked with them. We did a survey across 40 of our DBA students, and these are some of the reasons. Yeah, the top 5 reasons are say. Yeah, we actually clustered those reasons together. And in fact, most students, our existing students, told us that the reasons why they would like to take out a DBA program is because learn advanced skill. So basically, everyone likes to climb up the career ladder, or they are already a director of the company, but they want to improve their company to the next stage or next level. So basically, they would like to utilize DBA as a platform. As I mentioned, what kind of platform? The platform for you to mingle around with other directors from other countries and industry, yeah, with different experiences. So when you have those kind of interaction with the rest, it gives you a good opportunity to learn the management skill that you may apply into your company. And also the second reason is, you can actually learn how different people plan certain things in the corporation. So that's what we call the strategic planning. They want to learn all the skill, which means all our students are joining our DBA program because they would like to learn all this higher level skill. So what they can do out of this is they would like to apply those in their corporations, or even for those managers who like to climb up to the next level to be the next positions. Yes, you need to actually showcase of your ability in the corporations, and these are those skills that they would like to learn. The second reason why students like to take our DBA program is because the ability to transfer the study research into the environment directly. So basically, as I mentioned previously, we have a lot of students which they are self-employed, they are the bosses themselves. So they came to a stage whereby they have reached to a point their company are stable, which means there's no breakthrough. You can't break through. Everything seems to be surviving, survivor mode. So what next? What is the next level I should push my company into the next level? So basically, they would like to join a program, for example, a DBA program, to have a different perspective. As I mentioned, by going through discussions with interactions with the rest of the students, you will have a lot of opportunity to learn. Maybe someone will trigger you with a new business insight. So these are some of the things that the students want to learn. And then ultimately, they would like to actually, focus on their DBA research on a particular field. Of course, recently, we have a lot of students going into IR 4+0, how Industrial Revolution 4+0, what kind of research you need to do, and how to actually enhance IR 4+0 in their own company. Yeah. So basically, we have received a lot of students going into this, and some of them actually goes into the valuation of precious metal. So we have a lot of students coming from industry. I'll go into the industry sections later. So everyone from different industry will have their own reason on how, what kind of skill they would like to learn, so that they can actually improve or push their company to the next level. Right. The third reason of why students would like to take up DBA program, it's because they want to stand out from the crowd. So we do have the group 3 of students whereby they are now at the managerial positions and they would like to climb the position. So yes, if they are coming from a big corporations, competitions are stiff, then some of the requirements will be, you need to upscale your qualification so that you can actually stand out from the crowds while you are doing the interview session. So these are some of the reasons, top 3 reasons why our students take up the DBA program with us. Of course, the next reason number 4, which are clustered as the 7.42% of our students took up this program. These took up this program because of own vision. For example, we do have some elder candidates. The eldest candidates that we ever receive or take in is a candidate that was signed up 4 years ago. Sorry, not 4 years ago, 2 years ago, and his age was at around the late 60s. So yeah, very good, because we did ask them a question. Well, you are a very successful person. You have your companies. You have happy family. Why do you like to take out DBA at this time? Then the answer that he gave us would be the own vision. Actually, I want to inspire my children to actually, upskill the qualifications. That's why learning never stops. I like to go for that. So yeah, we have a lot of students going onto this structure as well. And of course, the next last reason will be the self-satisfactory, because they want to, upskill their qualifications. That's the reason why they are taking out the DBA program. All right, let's move on. Basically, all these, we actually get a lot of so-called testimonials or so-called research with our students. And these are some of the snapshots. I mean, we have 40 of them. I'm not going to show all 40. I just put some of the importance or a few. So basically, as you can see, most of these respondents, our existing students, right, within this program, they hold a good positions in the respective company. So we have students, as mentioned, coming from Malaysia as well as global as well. Right. So moving on to the lecturers profile. Right. In terms of lecturers, basically, I would say, yep, 90% of our lecturers, they are Malaysian lecturers, and then 10%. Well, sorry, I would say 10%. That's an error in the slides. 10% are basically non-Malaysian lecturers. So basically, we have been going and teaching this program for many years. That is why the IPE PPA France have given Manchester College the autonomy to manage most of the program. But having said that, the university still monitors the quality of the program. So meaning that as and when whatever assignment that are submitted by the students, the university with their own faculty members will actually screen through the results and screen through the work conducted by the students, and then they will give necessary comments accordingly. So these are some of the check and balance mechanisms that are put in place just to make sure that this program, when we from Mantisa is delivering this program, we need to adhere to these standards required by the university. All right, so basically our lecturers on average possess approximately 15 to 20 years of corporate work experiences. Basically our lecturers, they are all matured lecturers, which they have both experience in corporate world. Some of them actually hold some position as well in those corporate company. And of course, other than corporate experiences, our lecturers do possess the necessary academic qualification skills too. It means that 78% of our lecturers actually possess a doctorate qualification themselves from institutions around the world. And of course, it means that these two components, the working corporate experiences together with the academic qualification, once these two criteria are met, only then they are appointed to be the lecturers to teach the respective subjects. All right. So the third point is basically our lecturers actually came from 18 different industries. So we have lecturers coming from all over the industry, which we think is quite sufficient for now. We have lecturers that's come in from consultancy, banking and finance, government servant, which means they worked with government ministry previously, ambassadors. We have lecturers who actually work from port logistics, engineering, multinational companies, tradings, foreign exchange, and a lot more. In fact, I would just like to show some of the profile. Just give me a second, sorry. All right, so just give me a second, sorry. Right, so in fact, yeah, so these are all the lecturers' profile. Of course, if any of the candidates are keen to go through the credential of our lecturers, yes, it's a 10 pages long kind of documents. This is a summarized version. Of course, if you like to read out more on where these lecturers are from and what kind of credentials they are having, you can always just contact your program consultant later on, and then we can actually send you a copy of these credentials for your reference. So yeah, you can see that, as I mentioned, 70+% of lecturers possess both academic and also industrial experiences, right? So these are all 10 pages long. And of course, if you require that, you can always just check out with your program consultant. You can always just check out with the program consultant, and I will be more than actually happy to share the copy with you. All right. So until this stage, before I move on, I just wonder from the guests, is there any other questions you have? Of course, feel free to write in the comment box if you have any questions. I'll be more than actually happy to actually address all the questions available. All right. Okay. Okay, so let's move on for now to the next sections, which is going to be the dry stuff, right? The program structure. So I won't want to take too much of your time today. So as I mentioned, the objective of today's session is to give you an overview. And of course, now I move on to the program structure. So basically, this program, as mentioned, the DBA program, is the Doctor of Business Administration program, which is awarded by IPE Management School of Pau Paris Alternates. So as I mentioned in the earlier slides, it means that you will have the opportunity to study with us, and at the end of this qualification, you will be receiving the French awarded doctorate qualification. So basically, although this awarding body is originated from France, but however, this program is partnered with Mantissa, which means Mantissa College managed this program. Mantissa is located in Malaysia, a Commonwealth country. So unfortunately, we don't speak French. So everything will be taught in English language. So meaning that all the assessments from class to the assessment writing and thesis writing must be conducted in English only. All right. So in terms of the duration, study durations, we have two moods, right? Two learning structure for students. So the first structure would be the face-to-face structure. Face-to-face means that the classes will be conducted here in our premise in Taman Tun, KL, and then you can actually come in and sit in the class and interact directly with the lecturer. That's called face-to-face. However, I would like to stress that for the face-to-face class, because there's the unprecedented COVID-19 epidemics here in Malaysia, we from Mantissa have received a directive from the Ministry of Education that all classes that is held between this year, in the year of 2020, should be temporarily held online until indefinitely. So we don't know when would this resume, the face-to-face classes will resume. However, for now, as a temporary means, we're pushing all students into the online classes, which means that even though you're signing up for the face-to-face class, for now, this special time, because of COVID-19, so all the classes are held through Zoom online, right? So once everything gets better, probably by next year, hopefully, then for those students who sign up under the face-to-face structure, you may choose to come back and attend the classes on a face-to-face basis. Right, the second mode, as you can see the duration in the second part, would be the online mode. So just for information, we are also offering this exact program through online, which means that from day one until you complete, you will be completing this program on the online mode. So in terms of online mode, the study duration is calculated by months. So the months will be 24 months to 60 months, which is approximately 5 years in duration in total. So, so basically at the end, I'd like to stress for those students who are opting out for online program, reassured that the entire qualification, which means your certificates, transcript, and necessary completion letters, looks exactly like those students who come in from the face-to-face class. So it means that we will not state you are attending an online classes. And of course, for both qualification, we will not state that you are completing this from Mantissa. There's no mention of Mantissa. There's no mention of Malaysia. So both qualification, regardless if you are going for face-to-face or online, you'll be receiving this direct certification from the university itself. Right, moving on in terms of academic pointers. So in terms of the credits of this program, for those who are planning to go for academician positions later on, yes, this doctorate program is the 80 credits program, Of course, in terms of the subjects, as I mentioned, this entire subjects basically consisting of 11 subjects in total. So basically, we will split that up into two separate components. So under the first component, we call it the Part 1 component. So under the Part 1 of this component, it actually consists of 8 subjects. So these 8 reading subjects would require students to take up the class. For now, it's through online. And then these classes will be delivered and offered to students in a modular basis. In our definition, modular basis means that one subject will be offered at a point of time spreading across 6 weekends. Let me give you an example on the class schedule. So for example, if the students are joining a class today is the weekend, the Saturday, the 21st of November, and the Sunday, tomorrow, 22nd, the students will be taking, let's say, subjects number 1, subjects A. So you're required to attend the subjects A lectures on the Saturday and Sunday from Malaysia time. So for online students, you need to take note, it's all based on Malaysia time. So it will start from 10 a.m. Malaysia time, and the class will end at 5 p.m. for both days, the Saturday and Sunday. After that, across the weekend 2, all the way to weekend 6, you're not required to attend any classes. So it means that you have the flexibility to juggle your other commitments, such as your work, your family, and so on and so forth. However, for those students, if you encounter any problem between this weekend 2 to weekend 6, such as you have problem with your assignment, you are stuck in certain points, don't worry, you can always come back to our lecturers. Yeah, so meaning that you can either visit our premise here by appointment, or for those students who are attending the online classes, you can just write and contact your lecturers directly on the subject matter. Right. So towards the end of the weekend number 6, you're only required to submit one piece of assignment with a word length of 4,000 words for these respective subjects. Right. So you just need to submit this assignment through the MOL portal. So we call it the MOL portal, the education portal. So that would actually conclude the progression status of your subjects 1. Once you understand this concept, all you need to do is just to repeat this learning structure again, which means another 6 weekend, another 1 weekend of classes, and so on and so forth, for the subjects B. Yeah, and in fact, you will be going through this entire exact structure for the first 8 modules. By calculation, it will take you exactly year 1, which means your entire year 1, you will go through this exact learning structure. All right. Once you are done with these 8 core subjects, all right, you will move on. By the time you step into the month 13, which is the year 2 of your program, by the time you start your year 2, that is where you will start doing your doctorate thesis writing. So just to clarify, this is the part 2. The part 2 is actually consisting of subjects 9, subjects 10, and subjects 11. So these 3 components or 3 subjects is actually known as a singular component of a doctorate thesis. What it says is very simple. Subjects 9 will be deemed as you pass the subjects 9 when you have completed writing your chapter 1 and 2 of your doctorate thesis. So chapter 1 and 2 would actually covers the area, right, on introductions, your objective of the research, and what kind of hypothesis you plan to focus on. That is on chapter 1 and 2. Later on for the subjects 10, that is where you need to crunch the data, right? Subjects 10 would be covering up your progression for your chapter 3 and 4. Chapter 3 and 4 will covers on, chapter 3 will covers on data collections, such as your primary data, your secondary data. You need to collect the necessary data accordingly. And then in chapter 4, that's where you need to crunch your data, you need to interpret, you need to introduce models, SPSS models, Pareto, any kind of models that is deemed relevant to your research. You need to crunch the data in chapter 4, and then followed by analysis. That is in chapter 4. And the last subjects, this subjects 11, will be known as the completion status of your chapter 5. So chapter 5 will be your summary, recommendations, and conclusions. So basically, by going through this process, you will need to spend time on a one-to-one basis. You can actually complete this in 1 year for the research. I mean, we have students that have completed this in 1 year. But of course, I'll say that majority of the students may complete this thesis writing using 2-year structure. All right, so just a quick summary. Students need to attend classes for 8 subjects in the year 1 of the program, and then the remaining time frame across year 2 to year 5 depends on everyone's progressions. You will need to write 1 doctorate thesis. So towards the end of your writing, you're also required to attend a mandatory viva essay sessions. That is where you are required to present your case and findings, and then which will be observed by 3 external supervisors appointed by the IPE. So during that time, it may take hours. So not only you are required to present your case, but questions will be posted by the panelists. And of course, just like any examinations will be so-called, all questions posted must be properly answered. All right. So once you have satisfied the academic so-called supervisor team, then only then you will be conferred with this qualification. All right. So okay. So let's move on to the next thing about the entry requirements. Okay. So the entry requirements requires candidates to apply with a master's, which means as long as you have a minimum master's qualifications in any field, you can actually apply into this program and start with us. Now, let me just go through a little bit deep on the program structure, as I mentioned earlier on. So just one moment. Yeah, I have seen a comments by students. Yeah, would you share the email and would like to share the slides with us? Yes, I can actually, I can share the slides to everyone who attended the class, attended this session this morning, so that later on you can actually go back and review. Yeah, so I will send it to everyone who attended these sessions today. All right, let's jump into this next section, which is on the DBA subject list. So basically, as I mentioned earlier on, the first part of the program consisting of 8 subjects. So the first 8 subjects in this table will be the subjects that you require to attend lectures. You can see on the right-hand side, you need to attend lectures. That later on, the subjects 9, 10, 11 will be the part 2. That's where you need to write your thesis, right? So just a quick summary as what I illustrated earlier on. For the first 8 subjects, it's going to be spread across 6 weekends. Yeah, the first weekend, the Saturday and Sunday, Malaysia time, 10 o'clock to 5 p.m. Malaysia time for both days. And then weekend 2 to 6, there's no classes, consultation week we call it. If you have questions, just ask. We'll be more than happy to help you. Otherwise, weekend 6, submit your assignment. 1 piece of assignment, no exam. For all the 8 subjects, no exam. Just 1 assignment per subject. Now, we have frequently asked questions before I move to the next slides. So what happens if I'm not able to attend the weekend classes? Now, that is a very good question. So in the events that the students are not able to attend the weekend classes, maybe you have company meetings or family events, you cannot attend that weekend classes. So don't worry. Comes Monday, which means because the class is held on the weekend, comes Monday, we will email the students the recorded sessions, because these classes will be conducted and recorded through Zoom online. So comes Monday, we will send to all students all the recording of the entire sections. Of course, some limitation for recording means that there's no real life interaction. Yeah, so you can just read through the classes, recorded classes, and of course, if you have questions, you may need to utilize the weekend 2 to weekend 5 to ask during the consultation week. Then again, you need to submit the work on the weekend 6, right? So let's move on to the next sections on the thesis structure. So a lot of students actually ask, I'll just jump back a little. So particularly on the subjects 9, 10, 11. So a lot of students actually ask us, how can you complete this program on a certain time frame? Basically, this is the blue chart. I mean, we call the chart, the proposed schedule given to any students when you start your journey with us. So this is just a calculations. By going through these calculations, students should be able to complete your doctorate thesis in writing in 2 years. Of course, you may squeeze and expedite this time frame, but as I mentioned, it is up to the student's initiative. Some students, as I stress again, some students are able to complete all these tasks, right, within a year. Some students will follow this strictly and complete that in 2 years. Or some, because they are busy managers or directors, they may even spread beyond the year 3, year 4, and year 5. So as I mentioned, this is just a guide. It's not a mandatory time. It's not a mandatory schedule, but this is good as a yardstick so that students, you can actually follow through. You know exactly what you need to do across the time frame. So of course, these are very academic matters. You may go through, as I said, these are all the proposed time frame. So what happened is the blue chart, sorry, the chart will be given to students. And then by the end of, let's say, month 1 and month 2, by the end of month number 2, you will need to have a so-called short appointment through online and discuss your progression, your written progressions between you and your supervisor. So once they have passed and say you may proceed to your month 3 and 4, let's say read a minimum 30 articles journals, then you proceed to the next step, and so on and so on. So in fact, for every single stage, our supervisor will guide students according to your progression. So as I said, if any students are putting more commitment into this, you may actually finish it in 1 year. But as I say, on average, most students are able to finish in 2 years in writing, or some of them even takes longer, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. All right. Now, moving on, before I go into the last section, just wonder, is there any other questions everyone have so far? I mean, you can just feel free to write in the comments. I'll be more than happy to actually answer the questions accordingly. All right. So if there's no questions for now, I'll just move on to the next component, which is the fee structure. So basically, we have revised our fees in the month of November this month, just 21 days ago. So basically, we will split our fee structure in 3 different sheets. So the first one on the table, sorry, I think it's this side, sorry. So the first one on the table are catered for Malaysian candidates who are based in Malaysia, or foreign nationality who possess, maybe you have a work permit, you have the diplomat pass, or you have a dependent pass. You don't need to apply for visa. You fall under the first category. So how we charge students is very simple. A lot of students ask us, what is our total cost fee for this DBA program? I will tell them we don't have a total cost fee. In fact, you as a student, you need to decide what is your total cost fee. Keep it very simple. Starting this November 2020, Under these category, for each category, we will charge students according to the semesters. So basically, how to read this is very simple. For the first category, for Malaysian students, for example, so when you come in, right, so we will charge students on a semester basis, just to clarify later. So in a year, we have 3 major semesters in a year. Namely, we call it the January semesters, sorry, April semesters, as well as the August semesters. So in every single year, in the month of January, in the month of April, in the month of August, these 3 are known as the 3 major semesters in a year. So by looking at this chart, is very simple. If your students join, sorry, the line got disconnected. All right, I'll just repeat that later. So there are 3 semesters in a year, namely the January semesters in a year, the April semesters, as well as the August semesters. So in every single year, the collection unit will bill the students according to these 3 months only. So how to read this table is very simple. For example, in semester 1, if the students come in January 2021, the Malaysian candidate just need to pay 5,000 ringgit in January. Then later on, you can see in the second row, semester 2 onwards is 4,005%. In April 2021, you just need to pay 4,005. And then in August, another 4,005, and so on. Basically, these would be, we would just charge the 4,005 flats across the entire program until the students complete this entire program. Now, the definition of complete means that a student that has successfully completed all the 8 subjects together with the doctorate thesis until the viva voce session. That is a definition of completion. As I stress again and again, we have students that can actually finish the program in just 2 years by covering up all the 8 subjects as well as writing the research. We have students that are able to finish in 3 years, 4 years, and so on. So because of that, we leave the fees to students. You decide what is your course fee. At the end, you just follow the structure. Let me give you another example for this second category. For international students who need to apply for student visa and study on a face-to-face basis in Malaysia, then it's very simple. Because there's an involvement of your year 1 insurance, the EMGS, immigration charges, and so on and so forth. For international students, by the time you commence your first semesters, which we will be expecting the next intake will start only in April 2021 because borders in Malaysia remains closed. And usually for international students, you need approximately 2 months to apply for the student visa. So if you're applying now in November, most likely you will only get your visa or process by January. And then we don't know in Malaysia what opens the border by then, we don't know. But to be on a safe bet, we just tell international students that most likely your intake will commence in April in the year of 2021. Now, if the international student starts your first lessons in the month of April, you just need to pay 15,000 first in your first sem, including your 1-year insurance coverage, 1-year visa, and so on. And then subsequently in the month of, let's say, August 2021, you just need to pay 4,005 all the way until you complete this program. Yeah, it's very simple. Now, the third category, it's catered for both Malaysians and foreign students who are applying for the online DBA program. Now, the online DBA program means that even though after the COVID-19, right, when other students are coming back for the face-to-face classes, for online students, because you have opted out for the online program, so it means that even though we goes back to the normal period, your class will resume as usual through online. That is what we meant by online DBA student. Again, I would like to stress in my previous slides, you will be getting, for those who are going for online DBA program from us, you won't be seeing any description in your final cert saying it's an online DBA. You won't see that. It will look exactly as if you completed from a traditional face-to-face class. Of course, you won't see Mentisa names or even Malaysia names appearing in this cert. It will look as if you study directly from the university. That is what we meant by online. So for online, you have to take note, we don't charge students by semesters. We actually charge students on monthly basis. So for example, if you start the class today is November. So students, doesn't matter if you're Malaysian or non-Malaysian, to start the class, you need to pay 3,000 ringgit to start the class. And then later on monthly basis, let's say December, you pay 1,000. And then January, you pay 1,000, all in all. So you just need to complete this payment as and when you finish this program. So this is very simple. We only have two structures, depends on which categories you come in, and then you will need to understand your financial commitment accordingly. Now, just to add on for Malaysian students, for those, if you are interested to withdraw from your EPF accounts too, for Malaysian student, doesn't matter, you're going for a face-to-face, sorry, I always point in the wrong direction. You're going for a face-to-face class, or you're going for online. For Malaysian students, if you wish to withdraw from your EPF accounts too, you may do so as well. So all you need to do is just to contact your program consultant, and then we will prepare the necessary EPF documents for your submission. However, I would like to stress that again, due to COVID-19, the EPF office are temporarily closed. Most government agencies in Malaysia are now closed until further notice. So most likely the EPF, if you want to withdraw, you can only do so by next year once the government agency in Malaysia resumes their operations. Okay. So yeah, so these are pretty straightforward what you call briefing from my part. As I mentioned, I've been taking almost 1 hour of your time. Thank you so much for your time. So for now, if any one of you requires any further consultation, you can always just press 1 in the comment box and then press enter. And then after these sessions, our program consultant, either Mr. Desmond or Katie, will actually engage you and advise you with the necessary. For the rest of the students, don't worry. I know you're here for the trial class. So just to clarify, yes, you will be going to the trial class shortly. That is not taught by me. You'll be taught by Dr. Mala, which she has a lot of working experiences as well as academician. Her class today is all about business strategies, right? So you will have a lot of interactions later. Feel free to join and discuss, because there are other students as well. Just join in and discuss the sessions and enjoy. Of course, how to actually join this is very simple. Just give me a second. I'm going to post a link. I'm going to post a link here in the chat box. You can see what you need to do now, everyone. It's all right. So I've posted the link over there. So you may need to actually click to the link, and then right. So to join the trial class, just to clarify once more, you need to refer to the chat box on this live session. So under this live sessions, that is a link that you need to click on it. You need to copy and paste probably in your browser, and then you will be directed to the so-called online forms. Don't worry, I will actually post this link in the WhatsApp group as well for those who are in the WhatsApp. I'll WhatsApp to you. And then later on, you just need to fill out your particulars as a form of attendance. After that, the page will direct you and provide you with the Zoom link, yeah, and password. So you may try now. For those who actually wants to do that, you can try now, and then you will join in the live class, not by me, the live class for business strategy taught by Dr. Mala in a separate Zoom link. All right. So you may try now. Of course, if you have some difficulties in this, just let me know. Sorry. Just click this, and then immediately once you fill out the form, you will get a so-called Zoom details that you can actually join in the class immediately. All right. So that would actually conclude my part 1 presentation for today. And of course, if you have any questions, don't worry. We will always, try to keep in touch with every one of you today by emails or WhatsApp. If you have further questions that you need to ask that is not clearly covered in these presentations or live sessions, I apologize for that. But don't worry, you can always reach out to us, to me, my colleagues, my team, and then we'll be more than happy to actually advise you from there. All right. Okay. So, all right, Sylvia. All right, Sylvia, I will private message you shortly now, so that I can add you in the WhatsApp group, and then I will pull you straight into the link. Yeah. Just a moment. Let me just sort this out. Okay. All right. So don't forget, for those who actually join in the live sessions, when you go into the Zoom session for the class, okay, Jen Chung. Yeah, Jen Chung, I'll private message you now so that I will pull you in the WhatsApp group for easier communication. Right. So for the rest of these students, you may actually do so if you are ready to attend the trial class. Just need to click the links. We need to take your attendance first. At least we know who are coming for the trial class. Then after that, the page will show you the link, yeah, the Zoom link and the password. Then you can actually join in the session. Then once you are in, just appreciate, because there are real students inside, I would appreciate when you join in the Zoom link, Zoom session, just add the guest. You can see from this PowerPoint slide at the bottom here. Please just add the word guest and replace ABC to your name. Let's say this is your name, right? So that is because we need the lecturers to know who are the guests for the trial class today and who are the real students. Otherwise, they got mixed up. Yeah, the class, just to clarify, the class is actually ongoing now, right? So what happened is I'm going to WhatsApp in the group. For the rest of the students, I would like you to try now by clicking this link. So once you have key in the forms, it will bring you to the Zoom session straight away to attend the trial class. All right. Okay, so at the meantime, I'll just leave here for a few minutes before I end this session. Okay, just to clarify, Sylvia, this sessions now, I mean, taught by Dr. Mala, is going to be live class, which means you can interact with them. The recordings can only be sent to students come Monday, but if I send you a recording on Monday, I'm just thinking that it may be too long, because it's going to be a 7 to 8 hours recording from 10 o'clock now, Malaysia time, to 5 p.m. So I don't know if you could enjoy that, but if you have a bit of time, I mean, you just join in, just have an understanding, have a feel of how the class is conducted, even if it's online. And of course, yeah, just feel free to enjoy it. No commitment for now, don't worry. Our sales or marketing team will only engage you by Monday to gather some feedback. If you are ready, you can submit documents, submit documents for screening, it's free. And then later we give you the conditional offer letters and whatever fee structures. And then we can actually talk further. If you are ready to sign up now or later, yeah, we can go into that shortly. So yeah, for the rest, please just submit your form. I have seen some forms coming in. Okay, so just a quick questions. I have this posted. So a student is asking if the graduation ceremony is in France after completion. Just to clarify, sorry, I did not cover that in the presentation earlier on. So just to clarify, by standard arrangement, the graduation will be held here in Malaysia. However, if you or any students who wish to apply to attend the graduation in France, yes, that can be arranged. And usually the IPE in France will organize the graduation in the month of February. Yeah, in the month of February. Of course, for the 2021, you may have some disruptions to the service because of COVID-19. France is under lockdown as well. I'm just talking on normal situation. The graduation will be conducted in France in the month of February. Of course, for those students who want to go there for graduation in France, I'd like to stress that additional fee that is about sorry, just recall 200 euros just for the events. You need to pay directly to the university. Doesn't include your flight tickets. You just need to pay for the events. The rest of the flight tickets you need to do arrangement, and then you can attend the event. But just to stress, if you go to France by paying the 200 euro as of this year pricing, we don't know if the price will change next year. But if you pay this amount, at the end they will give you the entire graduation gown. Yeah, so just think of this way: if you go there, you enjoy the scenery in France, and then other than just attending the events, the graduation events, you can also bring along your graduation gown back home when you return to Malaysia. All right. Okay. So for the rest of the students, just wonder, have your hold on. I'll need to add you in the group. Just one moment. Okay, I'll try to speak to Sylvia and also Jen. Just wonder, any other delegates here, if you are not added into the WhatsApp group, so that I can actually send the link in the WhatsApp group, so for simplicity. Yeah, so you can actually join in the sessions right away. Just one moment. I try to post it up in the group first because I haven't been doing that yet. But of course, for the rest of the students, if you can, just need you to hold on. I just need you to join in the sessions right now, because otherwise the class is already running. I'm just going to post this link again. All right, so you can see in the comment box, everyone. So just click this link, and then it will direct you to a form. That's where you need to fill up to get your Zoom link. Yeah. So for the rest of it, I'm just going to post it now in the group, in the WhatsApp, so that you can just click in the WhatsApp and fill out the attendance, and then join the sessions accordingly. Okay. Okay. Any other questions so far? Any other questions before I end my first sessions? Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Jen Chung and also Sylvia, because as I mentioned earlier, this is the first time we are running this live thingy, so I'm not too familiar with the interface yet. Sorry, but you can WhatsApp me to this number. Just one moment, please. Okay, please WhatsApp me, and then I will add you into this WhatsApp group, and then you can actually see from there. All right. So I'm sorry, I should actually message you directly, but I'm still new with the interface. I need to learn that up. Sorry. Okay. So please WhatsApp me, and then later on I will send you this link so you can fill up your attendance and join the trial class accordingly. Okay. Okay, for the rest of the candidates, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I'll just spend a few more minutes before I go offline. And yeah, happy talking to everyone. Again, yeah, happy to see you. And thank you so much for attending the sessions in the good morning. Yeah, I'll be more than happy to assist you from time to time. Okay. Okay. Okay, so if you have any issues, you know, to log into the page, just let me know. Okay, I've seen at least a few of them. Few of you have submitted the form. That's good. Thank you. You should receive a Zoom link accordingly. All right. Okay, for the rest of the delegates, thank you so much. I'm going to end the session. If you have any questions before the last 30 seconds, just feel free to post in the comments. I'll be more than happy to actually, you know, address your questions. Otherwise, if either one of you have come in later, don't worry. We have another sessions in the afternoon. In Malaysia now it's 11 a.m. So later on at 3 p.m., a few hours later, we'll have another same sessions. I'm going to do another debriefing, so you can actually post the necessary questions later on. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for attending the trial class, and of course, enjoy the sessions. And of course, if you require any further help, just feel free to WhatsApp me or contact us. All right, so I'm going offline now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the afternoon session at 3 p.m.